Oh, hello there again, friends and family. So good to see you again. Yeah. And we're outside, as you can see, but we're in the carport, as we call it here in the deep south of Alabama. And why are we here in the carport? Well, it's shady. And it's currently about 2 in the afternoon, and it's 95 degrees here in the shade. Both by the weather channels and by my official weather station right here underneath the carport. What it is out in the blazing sun, which is 99% bright sunshine with some wispy clouds from time to time. I have no clue. But life's still got to go on. We still got to get things done. Yeah. Glad all of you could make it over after that quickie we had over at Superfoods. But we're not going to do any shopping today. We're going to do something that we need to get done. We're way behind on, but I know it'll survive out in that sun. Let me show you what we got and what we're doing today here in Mr. Tom's neighborhood. Well, as you can see, we got a few things out here. Some we'll be using right now for what we're doing, all of you and me, and it pertains to gardening. Don't pay much attention right now to the skin so soft. Yeah, that's for later. We'll talk about that. Anyway, all of you might recognize this. Maybe you won't. This is one of my very own okra seed pods from last year. Yeah, and I think it's one of the perfect seed packets that you can find in nature. Yeah, you can see it's sort of long, slender. Yeah, some are shorter, some are longer and thinner. You know, some are thicker. But anyway, it's got some ribs on it. And then inside, if you open it up a little bit, you'll see all the seeds inside. You see them seeds in there? Yep. That's what we're after. So these are mine, and this is a Clemson spineless okra. You know, it's what I mostly grow here. Then, over here from our fine friends over there in Haas, that's Haas Tools if you don't know, I purchased these. You know, cowhorn okra. I wanted to try it. It's thinner, yeah, longer. That can be better. Thinner and longer can be better. Trust me, it can. You know, for like frying, salads, eating raw. Yeah, I know. A lot of you don't like eating raw. But I do. You know, you've seen me many times as we wander from garden plot to garden plot. You know, I'll be eating fresh green beans. I'll be eating fresh okra. Fresh tomatoes, cucumbers too. I mean, I sort of forage as I go from plot to plot. Anyway, that's what we're doing. And what we got to do first is prep our okra. And to do that, we got a couple of little cups here. These are actually, mixed cups. Gracie loaned them to me. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the seeds from our Clemson spineless okra pod. We're going to put some of them over here in this one. See? It don't have no writing in the bottom. Why? Because we're going to let them soak. Yeah, for at least an hour. It helps them to germinate a lot faster, okay? Is it totally necessary? No, not as long as you keep the ground nice and moist. Yeah, and I mean, you can soak them for an hour, 2, 4, overnight if you want, or until you see them crack and sprout. That's up to you, but just don't let them start to mold, then they're done. But yeah, so over here in this one, we're going to put my Clemson spineless. Over here in the one that clearly has an H down in the bottom, we're going to put some from Haas Tools, the cowhorn okra. And then this will be interplanted with this. Now I would think I'd be able to tell the difference. That's all the fun of it. We're going to put it over there in the old tire planters, and there it'll be. And we'll see which one does side by side throughout the season. Yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be fun. So hey, let me get some of these seeds soaking and get on with the process of planting my seed. Well, I'm going to start with the Haas. And I'm thinking, you can count the seeds there if you would like. You know, I'm not. No, it's probably about 10. Let's see. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, nah, 18. It'll be okay, because I got another place I can put them too. That we grew this Clemson spineless okra last year. So let me get some of these out. And it's just as simple, if you can see. You just start splitting it open, and they're going to just start running all over the place. See how that works? Maybe you can, maybe you can't. Yep, they're just going everywhere. Yep, the problem with that is we got some little holes over here in their shell. But I think we may have got enough out. There's 3. Yeah, there's 2 in there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, yeah, 19. And there we go. They're in there. So they can start soaking up the moisture, so they'll germinate faster in the ground. Or so the theory goes. So now we got to get over there and get that tire planter prepped on up. You know, the one we pulled out the giant cabbage? That was over 8 months in the making. Yeah, you probably want to see me cook that up. But you got to be special request just to see me cook it up and see what I make. But let's head on over to the tire planter and get it ready. So it is ready to accept our seeds. And what I'll be doing is putting some of the Clemson spineless from me in that tire planter. And then some of the Haas tools in there too. Okay? You working outdoors a lot, out in that blazing sun. Is your skin getting dry and all leathery? And that's a bad thing. Do you want to get it all soft as silk once more? Well, if you do, and you don't mind, try Skin So Soft from the fine folks at Avon. A try. Yeah, it's what keeps mine glistening away and silky smooth. So there you have it, a trade secret from old Mr. Tom. Sort of funny, kind of. No, we're not sponsored by them either. But hey, we can dream, right? We can always dream. Maybe somebody will give me a call one day. Now, let's get over to the tire planter and do something serious instead of just play. Whew, looks hot out there, but we got to go. You got to do work when the getting's good. Yeah, especially with me. Hey, whether it's hot or not, we're heading on down to where the tire planters are, on the south side of the property, next to the old wood rail fence. Yeah, and you can see we're out there in the bright sunshine, aren't we? But we got to get this bed a little bit ready. We already got a little ready this morning. What we're going to do, an amendment, work it in the soil, because I know okra loves it, and it's not expensive, or it didn't used to be. Let me show you what we got. Now what we got is we've got some humus and manure. Yep. Some type of animal poopy, you know what I mean? Yep. Now what is humus? Well, humus is organic matter. And we all know manure is poopy. And this is a lawn garden soil conditioner. It adds humus and organic matter to existing soils. And that's what we need to do. This is my last bag that I have. Oh, I've been working these down since 2020. I actually tried to find some here locally. Tractor Supply, True Value, Walmart, and we didn't have any. We had the topsoil from Scott's, not the humus and manure. But if you can find it, it's good stuff. And it's normally fairly inexpensive. But we're going to be taking about half of this bag right here. And we're going to take something that you're familiar with. It's right over there in the other kale planter, you know where the kale forest is. Yeah. In fact, if you'd like to purchase carbon credits as part of, you know, carbon reduction and climate change, you know, just contact me via email. I sell carbon credits, you know, because of the kale forest. You know, it's soaking up a lot of carbon, as you might know. Anyway, all joking aside, we're going to take that hand cultivator and we're going to work in about a half bag. It don't got to be precise. This is just going to revive the soil, which has already got plenty of organic matter in it, but it may be a little bit tired out on, you know, the nutrients, which will be provided by the manure, aka animal poopy. So let me set y'all up over in the shade and let me get this part of this process all taken care of. It ain't hard. Yep, we'll just break off some of this right in, crush it up in our hands. Yeah, it'll be okay. You can wash your hands, folks. You know, you're just all over there sitting in the shade while I'm getting my hands all in the rich humus and manure. You can't be afraid of poopy if you're going to be gardening. You know what I mean? Of course, I mean, this is well composted too. This ain't fresh. So just remember that. We're just breaking it up by hand, you know. And then I'll use that little cultivator to mix it in a little bit. And there we go. I think that'll be enough to get the show on the road, don't you? Sort of kind of up to the top. It'll all compact down in time. There, let's just take a little hand cultivator and we're just going to dig down a few inches and stir stuff up, you know, get it worked into top few inches of the soil. The worms will be loving it, I'm telling you. They will be eating it up. I think that'll do. You know, we're not baking bread here. We're making some super secret soil mixture like a lot of people on social media want to claim. Yeah, I don't got no secrets, you know. And I haven't dug any up from the great wisdom of the pharaohs or, you know. I just got good common sense and a little bit of that agricultural education. So there, that's good for me. I'm just going to give it a nice little patting. You know, it's sort of like, you don't got to be straining down on it. You know, sort of like, you know, when you used to pat your children and say, good boy, good girl, or your grandkids, or, you know, maybe your furry friend. I'm talking, yeah, that kind of patting. Not, you know, getting wild with it, putting no weight into it. It just makes a nice, smooth surface. Because how we're going to be planting these is we're going to be poking the seed in. No need to do nothing special. Get no tools to dig or anything. All we're going to have is this tool here. Yeah, our left or right index finger will be just fine. Now we just got to go get some seed. Well, I was hoping you were able to make heads or tails out of what we were doing there. It was just so simple. We took half of that bag of Scott's humus or hummus and manure, broke it up in our hands because, you know, it tends to get in the clogs. And then what we did was we took the old hand cultivator and mixed it in the top 2 or 3 to 4 inches of the soil, you know, get everything commingled and happy. Yeah, the worms will be coming up and feasting on it later when the sun gets off these planters, because they are roasting and toasting. Yeah, I could probably use them as dehydrators. Never thought about that, but probably could. So now all we got to do is make some seed holes and plant some seed. Water it in, and we'll be able to call it done. And as the season progresses, you'll see how well it all comes along. Well, y'all, I hope you can see there. Yeah, See, we got that there surface all patted down. And something you got to remember too, if you look at, just don't look at the circle here. It's where your plant's going to be growing, where you see the open ground. Remember, there's nearly 8 inches of soil up underneath the sidewall, which is where all of y'all are currently sitting. And all we're going to do is we're going to take one of our most important tools here, our little finger, and we're just going to head out here, and we're just going to put some little holes, about a 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch deep, right around here in a circle, about every 3 inches. Weak and thin, okay? And then we're just going to come out here and sporadically do the same thing, except in between them, about 6 inches. And we're not going to get too many in, you know? It don't got to be perfect. You'll make whatever design you want. I really don't have an opinion on it. And we're going to come over here, move the little kale leaves away, and stick one there. So you should be able to see that. Oh, look at that there beetle. We disturbed him. He was sleeping. He jumped right out of that hole. Yep, he did. So the only thing left to do is we're going to take the seeds and put them in there. And we're going to start here with my seed from the Clemson spineless okra. We're just going to slip one in to each one. See, I'm planting way more in here than what I need. See, I'm probably going to thin it down if all these come up, you know, to about, I'd say about 6 plants. You know, I might scud a few more in. And I'm not going to kill them and cut them, you know. I'm going to pluck them out, you know, transplant in another area that I just so happen to have. So, once you got the seed down in your holes where you want it, and that, it's so easy. You just cover them up. Now we're going to put in the Haas tools seed right around the outer circle. You see, it says H, Haas. And we're just putting it around the outer circumference. You know, that's one of them there mathematical terms from geometry, remember that? And we're putting just about one in there. We got a few seeds extra, so hey, we'll just slip a couple extras in. It won't hurt. If 2 plants come up, that'll be fine. Take the strongest one, leave the weakest one, and take it on out. And there we have it. It's just that fast. Y'all were watching it all the time. Okay. Whew, had to get up off my butt there. Yeah, you know you're getting old when your butt can't take it very often. Squatting down. Then all I do, it's just easy. I just cover up the hole, pat her down again. You know, here again, I ain't putting no weight on it. It's like patting your favorite grandson or child or pet. You know, a love pat. Maybe your spouse. Yep. Just that easy. And then we're going to go get some water. And the secret to all this germinating, you know, is keeping the soil not wet, but moist. Yep, I said it again. Moist. There's just no other word for it. It's got to be moist. And there we have it. Well, let me go get some water. We'll get her watered in. And then you and me and all the rest, we're going to all run in. Get out from under this blazing sun. Whew. It don't take long. Every part of your being is sopping wet. I'm going to get the water. Well, y'all, hope I wasn't gone too long, but I went and got some nice, fresh, cold water out of the hose pipe. Had to let it run a while too. Well, I watered the grass. Why, you know, the lukewarm ran out, and I got that nice, cold, woo, underground, chilly water. I'm sure this ground's gonna love it. And all we're gonna do is water those seeds in. And that's all we can do for now. We let nature take its course. You know, our only job from this point forward is barring we don't get any rain. We need to keep our soil from drying out, and thus our seed will dry out. But we don't want to make it swampy, you know. We just want it, yeah, you knew it. We just want it to be moist. It seems like there's a whole lot of things in the world that are really the best they can be when they're kept moist too, if you know what I mean. I'm gonna give the rest of this water to the kale forest right behind you. Well, y'all, as you can see, we're abruptly back over here on the front porch in the shade with two of the kitty crew. Yeah, and it's later in the afternoon. Well, what happened? Well, you know, I went ahead and watered those okra seeds in, and I'll have to keep them well watered in until they sprout. Now, by pre-soaking them, that'll speed it up. And I mean, like I said, I've done an hour, I've done 4, I've done overnight. I've even forgot about them until they split, and you could see the plant coming out one end and the root coming out the other. Yeah, but it ain't difficult. And then as far as planting, you don't need nothing special. It's like most of the time I'm using a finger and a trowel, garden trowel that I've had for probably 40 years, you know. And if I was doing the bigger gardens, like when all the kids were here and everything, yeah, we had all kinds of long-handled tools, still do. Many are in the shop in the corner, been there a long time. And we got 2 tillers. If we really want to get it going on, we can. But I just, you know, I like to do enough to piddle. It keeps me happy. It gives me fresh food throughout the season. You see, I'm not really scared of all of a sudden there not being any food to eat anywhere anymore. I'm just not. If you're of that opinion, then peace. That gets back to you be you and I'll be me. But you don't need a lot to garden. And you can spend a lot right here on YouTube. They'll show you all the very best practices and ways. If you too got a gardening YouTube channel that can pay your way. Yeah, unfortunately, many YouTube channels go from practical to creating content and entertainment. I've always been about simple, basic. A little old country man out in the little old country on the edge of a little small town. Yeah, this is the last street before it really gets into the rural country. So, you know, if you got containers, if you got pots, you can go buy, you know, these nursery and landscaping people, not lawn mowers, landscapers, and you can get a lot of free pots from them, you know, because they plant a lot of stuff and they got to do something with the pots. Yeah, I mean, are they great pots and are they going to last, you know, 30, 40, 50 years? No. But I've got some pots that have lasted from the nursery for, you know, 20 years. It didn't cost me nothing. Yeah, and I know right where that nursery's at, and I can go get more should I ever require them. And then, you know, if you want, make a raised bed. You know, if you drive around town before trash pickup, you'd be surprised what you can pick up to make a garden bed. I'm just saying. Yep, there's all kinds of ways to grow you some food, whether it be small or tall. I just prefer the simpler ways. Now, will that okra come up? Yeah. I'm a little doubtful on my own seed. That may have been some from several years back. I'm bad to, throw all those there seed pods into a big old Ziploc bag. And I really shouldn't do that. But we'll just see. And you can follow along through the whole entire season to come. Yeah. But the reason we had to run up here on the front porch, was because it was just all too hot out there at the tire planter. And the camera shut down and all of you went running for the shade under the pecan trees. And I had to bring in the gear to cool her on down. So hey, that's it for today. June the 29th of 2023. Just some simple planting of some okra yet to be. So hey, you know how it is and how it goes. Until I, the kitty crew, which two are asleep at my feet. You know them all. Cleo, Spooky, Speedy, old Mr. Gray. Sometimes on a rare occasion, Heathcliff, and little Gracie too. See you on that next episode of Mr. Tom's Neighborhood and video. Y'all take care. Stay safe. And remember to bless those as God has blessed you in your life. It's too hot to be out here, folks. Let me show you just how hot two kitties think it is. Yep. There's my Speedy. And there's my Spooky. Yep. He was the first sibling, so he's got first step. She was, I guess, technically second litter. Maybe that's how the kitty hierarchy goes. I don't know. Who's to say? Hey, I'm going to have to get him some more treats next month. Yeah. Got to keep them in treats and keep them happy. Woo, let's get on in and enjoy some AC. Later, all.